Bred to Win, brought to you by Inglis. The next Inglis digital auction runs from May 22 to 27. Entries close May 20. Don't miss out.
Hello, I'm Caroline Searcy. Welcome to another edition of Bred to Win. This week I'm excited to be able to announce on Bred to Win the finalists in the 2020 Australian Stud and Stable Staff Awards, sponsored by Thoroughbred Breeders Australia, Godolphin and Racing Australia. That's coming up shortly, while we'll also wrap up a big day of racing at Morphettville and update some more stallion news as we head towards the new season. I'll take a closer look at the Arrowfield Stud roster for 2020 with Paul Massara, plus some of the interviews from last week's Inglis Chairman's Sale, and it's BreedNet's Tara Madgwick with her very own Inglis sales story, and racing's ratings expert Dominic Byrne on the horse who made him love racing. That's all coming up, but first the latest breeding news in the Cambridge Stud Bred to Win wrap. Having again been honoured to take part in the judging process for the 2020 Australian Stud and Stable Staff Awards, it's my pleasure to be able to announce the finalists tonight on Bred to Win. With COVID restrictions in place, there won't be a ceremony in person, but a virtual overall winners celebration will be held in mid-June. In 2020, there were 167 nominations across the 7 categories, and both finalists in the leadership division, Michael Shepherdson of McAvoy Mitchell Racing and Godolphin's Simon Johnson, have been finalists in past years. In the horsemanship section, both were new additions, with Blue Gum Farms' Wendy Smith and Mandy Radiker of the Michael Lakey Stable in Queensland, both finalists. The Dedication to Breeding Award rests between Martin Broichert of Coolmore, Australia and Chris Cooper of Godolphin Woodlands. Dedication to Racing finalists are the VRC's track supervisor at Flemington, Michael Hurry, and Brett Killion, the foreman of Chris Waller's stables on the Gold Coast. A finalist in 2017, Sarah Moran of the Robbie Griffith stable in Victoria, is again down to the last 2, vying with Tetsuhito Hiroshi of International Racehorse Transport in the administration category. Thoroughbred Care and Welfare rests between 2 Victorian thoroughbred retrainers, Liz Andriski and Jade Willis, in a hotly contested award. While Kitchwin Hills' Alyssa Pickles is again a finalist in the newcomer category, along with Kelly College of Brendan McKay Racing. Some great stories are already coming from previous finalists who get another chance to win their respective category, while the judging panel were again tested given the diversity of roles of the entries and the incredible work done by the people who are really the backbone of the racing and breeding industry in Australia. Inglis has announced their July sales, the Easter Yearling Sale Round 2 on July 5 and the Australian Weanling Sale on July 8 will be able to be held at Riverside, with at this point 100 people allowed in the complex and 500 outdoors on the sale grounds. The Scone Yearling Sale will be moved to Riverside to coincide with Inglis Easter Part 2 on July 5. Entries for Easter Part 2 and Scone and the July 8 Weanling Sale close this Friday, May 22. Inglis is hopeful similar rules might apply in Victoria to hold the Great Southern Sale on July 12 at Oaklands, just ahead of the Melbourne Gold Yearling Sale on the 16th.
Mamsell test moving up to Bam's on fire.
And the May Inglis Online Digital Sale, running from May 22 to 27, already has some highlight entries, including recent Group 2 Sunline Stakes winner Mamsell Tess. Also, High Chaparral mare Jiva, a close relation to Golda Kova, in foal to European star son of Invincible Spirit Kingman. Another with an international flavour is Teofilo mare Angel Oak, in foal to a rare Southern Hemisphere cover by Juddmonte Farms Breeders' Cup Mile winner Expert Eye. And in foal to the great So You Think, who had another Oaks winner on the weekend, is the Fox Wedge mare Foxiest, a close relation to 5-time Group 1 winner Shootout. To Stallion News, and New Zealand's Cambridge Stud may have only 2 sires on the roster, but the updates for them both continue. European champion 3-year-old ALMANZOR will again stand for $30,000 New Zealand dollars plus GST as his sire WOOTTON BASSETT excels in the first French group races of the past week.
And it's still the Summit in front.
The Summit by WOOTTON BASSETT was successful in the Group 3 Prix de Fontainebleau over the mile at Longchamp, while WOOTTON took out the Group 3 Sprint, the Prix Texanita. And the only Group 1 winning son of Savabeel at stud, the New Zealand 2000 Guineas winner Embellish, stands at a great value fee of New Zealand $4,000 plus GST, with both stallions' fees only payable after the safe delivery of their foals.
What a classy individual Omaha Beach is.
In Victoria, Spendthrift Australia announced 2 new stallions for the new season, including Warfront's Omaha Beach, a multiple Group 1 winning half-brother to Take Charge Brandy, who'll stand for $22,000, and Curlin's Vino Rosso, a Breeders' Cup Classic winner whose dam is by Street Cry, he'll stand for $13,750.
And Unite and Conquer's going to bolt in.
Matthew Sandblom's Kingstar Farm has added the son of Hinchinbrook Unite and Conquer to its roster for 2020, with the winner of the Maribyrnong Trial also winning the Wyong Magic Millions, beating Magic Millions Classic winner Exhilarates. He'll stand for $6,600, while formerly at Vinery Stud, Connor Phelan is a new addition at Kingstar in the human ranks. Sad news in the breeding industry was the loss of Lauriston Farms' Kevin O'Brien. Owner of Champion Sprinter Gold Edition, Kevin's son James is currently president of Thoroughbred Breeders Victoria. Our thoughts are with the O'Brien family.
Trekking's a big danger.
With so much news, it's just a quick racing wrap, with Trekking the star of the show, taking the Group 1 Goodwood Handicap for Godolphin. A son of Street Cry, his dam Outdoor by Redute's Choice also produced the winner of the Macau Derby Trial this week. So You Think Effectively has another classic winner, with the SA Fillies Classic, or SA Oaks, won by Realm of Flowers, sold by Arrowfield Stud to James Bester at the Inglis Easter Yearling Sale for $180,000. The rich Scone Inglis Guineas went to the son of Dawn Approach, Dawn Passage, sold by Mill Park Stud to Adrian Bott, Gay Waterhouse and Blue Sky Bloodstock for $150,000 at the Inglis Melbourne Premier Yearling Sale. It was a Snitzel Stakes double as Irithea won the Emirates Stark Duel Classic and Makura won the 2-year-old Woodland Stakes, making it 3 from 3 for the daughter of a Zabeel, half-sister to Von Romney. At Flemington Ocean Parks, Ocean X guaranteed a start in the Melbourne Cup, taking out the 2,800 metre Andrew Ramsden Stakes, while Vinery's Headwater had his first stakes winner as the ultra-impressive Wisdom of Waters win in the Ken Russell Memorial secured favouritism for the Group 1 JJ Atkins. And finally, one of the world's best, Japan Cup winner Almond Eye literally skipped away with the Group 1 Victoria Mile on her season resumption at Tokyo Racecourse on Sunday.
Oh, she's back. She's beautiful, and her 7th Group 1.
Arrowfield Stud recently became the latest in a long list of Australian farms to announce their 2020 service fees, including a reduction in some of the fees for their proven stallions and also some exciting young stallions. I caught up with Paul Massara to find out more about why this is so important for Australia's broodmare owners and also about the retirement of Castelvecchio.
It's a powerful and select group of stallions to stand at Arrowfield this year, with the addition of 2 outcrossers, Written Tycoon, who's moving up on behalf of Woodside Stud and will stand here for the 2020 season, and also our new boy, Castelvecchio, bred here at Arrowfield and returns to stand his first season this year at a very competitive fee, and a fee that we think is really going to attract plenty of breeders.
Despite Snitzel being the reigning 3-time champion Australian sire, the decision was made by Arrowfield Stud to drop his fee to assist mare owners in the coming season and onwards.
We're delighted to see Snitzel closing in on his 4th stallion title. Obviously there's a little bit of time to go, but we're pretty confident he's going to be hard to run down at this stage. That 4th title means that he's the only horse to do that since Danehill over 20 years ago, so that's a big feat in itself, and he's really shown his dominance in the Australian stallion market. This year we've decided to drop his fee, which is obviously unusual given his 4th title, but given the environment that we're in and how competitive it is out there at the moment and the stresses on everybody, we felt it best that we drop his fee by 25%, down to 150,000, which would give breeders a good opportunity to do well with him, and we just felt, given the circumstances, it was the right move to do for the industry. Obviously it's important that these stallions that we have here get good sized books. It's important in terms of their opportunity in the marketplace when competing with others. So it's twofold. We need to get the mares in what's a very difficult time, and hence we need to make it affordable for people to do so they can get a result when they take those yearlings or weanlings to sell in the future.
Champion Victorian sire written TYCOON brings further diversity to the Arrowfield roster in a new partnership with Woodside Park Stud.
Arrowfield's delighted to form a partnership with Woodside and stand written TYCOON this year. He's a fantastic stallion, as we know. He's a very commercial stallion, and it was a unique position for us that he would offer us an outcross opportunity for a lot of our mares. We are very rich with Danehill line horses here, with Reduced Choice, SNOTZEL, Not a Single Doubt and the like, and we thought with Written TYCOON on our roster to give us a huge opportunity to send some of our better mares to him that would also cross very well. It poses a great opportunity for local breeders in the Hunter Valley that might not have used him before in Victoria, who might be concerned about sending their mares via transport or whatever during the season to visit him up here in the Hunter Valley. So he's been very well received by breeders and is basically already full. So it's been a huge response, and I think a very successful partnership for the future.
After a great year with his offspring and 2 high-profile sons heading to stud, High Chaparral's DUNDEEL remains at the same fee, again in a sign of the times.
DUNDEEL's fee remains unchanged at $60,000. It is a bit of a discount because we were planning on putting him up, so we thought we'd keep him where he was, which we thought was a fair market price given the circumstances we're in. He's had a fabulous year, obviously 2 sons going to stud this year in CASTELVECCHIO and Super Seth, who retires over New Zealand, CASTELVECCHIO to Arrowfield after his 2 Group 1 wins as a 2-year-old and 3-year-old, and Super Seth in the Guineas last year. So it's a fantastic opportunity for breeders to breed to a proven stallion that can produce Group 1 sire sons.
While debate has raged about the retirement of rising 4-year-old CASTELVECCHIO, debate also raged amongst the Massara family and on the farm about whether he should race on.
The retirement of CASTELVECCHIO this year was a big decision for the farm, in particular my father, who was desperate to keep him racing. We were just left between a rock and a hard place without the Japanese stallions returning to us, and given the COVID virus and everything else that's going on, we felt it was kind of almost an impossible position to be in, and that we were going to have to retire him due to the lack of options that we have on the farm. We've got such a large number of Danehill line mares that need to visit an outcross, and obviously that's what CASTELVECCHIO represents, a true outcross. He's a lovely horse, but we had that opportunity obviously to head for another Cox Plate, which my father was desperate to do, but in the end I guess the accountants got to him and squeezed him, and that's where we've ended up. So somewhat disappointed. He goes to stud. We're very much looking forward to his stallion career, but a little bit disappointed that we weren't able to see him race on. But these are difficult times and difficult decisions we need to be making in such circumstances. CASTELVECCHIO gets a unique opportunity this year without any of the Japanese stallions coming over. We have a huge host of Danehill line rich mares that are looking for an outcross, so he's going to get an unprecedented amount of Arrowfield mares, probably in the range of 50 or 60 mares will be heading to him. So an amazing opportunity for a young stallion. It could be the thing that sets him apart in years to come.
The stud's breed-shaping champion sire Reduced Choice may be gone, but his stock is still coming through.
The king is dead, but long live the king. The great Reduced Choice has had a fantastic season this year, again with King's Legacy taking out the 2 Group 1 2-year-old races, the Champagne and the Size Produce, in great fashion. He was supported well in the 2-year-old ranks by Prague, who was a fabulous performer on a number of occasions. And who can forget Alabama Express's great weight for age performance this year? Absolutely fantastic, and great to see those Reduced Choice colts still doing it.
Reduced Choice's remarkable sire son SNOTZEL had another astronomical year.
It's been a year of milestones for SNOTZEL, an amazing run, obviously looking for his 4th title as the champion stallion of Australia. And it's a very competitive lineup there. If you look at the top 10 sires, they're very good sires, and he's dominated for the last 4 years. And looking at his 2-year-old crop, I wouldn't be surprised if he backed up and did it again next year. So it's very exciting times with SNOTZEL. We know he's a champion stallion, but he sired his 100th stakes winner and sold his $28 million plus yearling this year. So it's all looking up for him, and his dominance in that stallion field is unrivaled. The Autumn Sun stands his 2nd year this year at Arrowfield, and we're really excited about seeing his progeny this spring. He's a horse that my father's got a high expectation of. He's got a lot of confidence in this horse as a stallion, and we're very much waiting to see those foals this year. He's been really well supported by Arrowfield. His fees come down a little bit from first year. That's once again in response to the COVID and the difficult circumstances that people are in, but we've got supreme confidence in him as a stallion for the future. Shallard has been one of the most well-received stallions we've had over the last 3 years at Arrowfield. He's obviously got amazing bloodlines, and off the back of I'm Invincible, and that invincible spirit blood has been well sought after. Even the great James Bester, who's a very outspoken man, said he was one of the only stallions in the Hunter Valley that was impossible to knock, which coming from him is certainly a big tick.
Pariah and Showtime also allow mare owners to access the Reduced Choice SNOTZEL sire lines from great female families at a good price.
There's some great value on the Arrowfield roster this year with Pariah and Showtime, two horses at amazing types, great race records, and obviously out of great female lines. Both horses, I think, represent fantastic value and are going to do a real job for breeders in the future. Everyone knows how much faith we put in the Japanese stallions that have come out here for the past couple of seasons. It's a shame we won't be seeing them this season, but it was fabulous to see last weekend. Real Impact in his first crop in Japan have a Group 1 winner. He represents the first son of Deep Impact to have a Group 1 winner as a sire at Stud. They're obviously 2-year-olds here turning 3. We're yet to see the best of them, but it's soon to come. As soon as they mature into those 3-year-old types that we're expecting them to, I'm sure we'll be seeing those similar results down here in Australia.
Time for a break on Bred to Win. Coming up, BreedNet's Tara Madgwick, 10 years at Inglis and some great Inglis sales stories and some familiar faces amongst the buyers at the Inglis Chairman's Sale.